We feel that he sat without any work. Many times, many politicians came to him asking him to come out of that silence. And if I am right, it is Sri Champak Lal who wanted a guarantee from Sri Aurobindo. He said, okay, I will come over to the ashram. I am not sure of the name, but if you can tell me the name of that revolutionary. He went to Sri Aurobindo in 1920s and he said, you who were the leader of our that great revolutionary spirit in India, you are sitting quietly in Pondicherry. Then Sri Aurobindo said, you are also welcome. Why do you feel that you are not welcome? You can also come and join the ashram. Then he said, no, I have a duty to perform. I have decided that I will work for the freedom of India. And therefore, if anybody can give me a guarantee that India will be free, and that too soon, then I will join the ashram. Then it seems that Sri Aurobindo kept quiet for a few minutes. And then he said, I give you the guarantee. A.B. Purani, right. You understand? By what power did Sri Aurobindo say that India will be free? And he has asked a revolutionary not to work for India's freedom because this is the promise which he got. I am from Lord Krishna, and for us it is the plane of overmind. So from the plane of the overmind, he received this message. Then Sri Aurobindo must have been in what level of mind when receiving this message? Just below it, the intuitive mind. Why I am telling you? You should be so clear of your ideas from which plane they are coming. So this message was coming from the overmind, from Lord Krishna. And Sri Aurobindo got this message from the level of intuition. And what does he intuit? Intuition, you know? Intuition means he does not question it. You can't question intuition, it comes, that's all. There is no logic, there is no explanation. You just accept. That is what we call intuit. What did he intuit? He heard Lord Krishna telling, I am rising up this nation to send forth my word. And now what do we mean by word from the plane of overmind? That is how we should think about what we are reading. Whenever you read something, you should know the reference point. When Shankaracharya says, Papoham Papa Karmaham, and we also repeat it, and say that Shankaracharya was also a sinner. Because he has written that shloka, Papoham Papa Karmaham, what can I do? So, I am praying to you, O Lord. Then do you mean to say that Shankaracharya was a sinner? And if Shankaracharya was not a sinner, why did he write that? Papoham Papa Karma. Because for Shankaracharya, having a body itself is a sin. You understand the point? Because for Shankaracharya, the man who propagated the Advaita philosophy, for him, the greatest trouble was to be in the body. That was his sin. And do you think the sinner who is reading that understands Shankaracharya's mind? But we can because we have this book. But we have to study it just like we study any other science. And when you want to study it, you should understand the definitions first. And then you should know the formulas that are being utilized. And then it becomes a science. And as I go on, I will be giving you both the definitions as well as the formulas to utilize the various mental forces. The formula to utilize the higher mind, the formula to utilize the illumined mind, the formula to utilize the intuitive mind, the formula to utilize the overmind, and then the last, the complete surrender, where you don't have a formula, but you just accept the descent of the supermind, the supramental descent. So this is, in short, is the synthesis. We are going to synthesize our lower minds with the higher mind, and then from the higher mind we will go to the illumined mind. From the illumined mind we will go to the intuitive mind. From the intuitive mind we will go to the overmind, and then we will keep quiet. Not till then. Not till then. You cannot keep quiet even if you want to. You have to understand all these levels. That is what he meant by world. And that world is Om. The three states of consciousness, the Jagrata, Swapna and Sushupti. And the three merging into Turiya. So this word we will have to take to the world. This is the destiny of India. And this is why India was given freedom. And this book he wrote before India was free. You remember that? There may be many editions later, but it was serialized in Arya, and at that time India was not free. And if you can correlate the various incidents, it was the First World War that was going in when he started the Arya. And when its editions came, it was the Second World War which was ending. And now the Third World War is going on. It is now in progress. We are not able to understand the Third World War process because alone, single-handedly, Sri Aurobindo is fighting that battle for us. That is what Mother meant when she wrote that epitaph. Am I right? The words she has written about Sri Aurobindo. We thank you, who single-handedly fought. Do you understand what Mother said? She was talking about the Third World War in the intuitive plane. And when nobody came, and when Sri Aurobindo was forced to leave his body, let me use this harsh word, because sometimes to get up we need harsh words. It is we failed him. He need not have left his body. When Mother comes for the last time and sees him, do you know with what anguish she said? He has decided to leave. That is what she said. To leave what? Because he helped in the First World War, he helped in the Second World War. I don't know how many of us who believe in him as an avatar really know in what way he fought the different battles, even when he was in the physical plane. The 12 years with Sri Aurobindo, what was the author's name? Nirodhan. You please read it. Don't say I know it. You read it in this angle. And then you will understand what I am saying, that almost we are coming to the other promise, where India is supposed to give this supramental truth to the world. And who will give it? If we who hear about it, we will speak about it, don't tell it to the world, who will tell it? Those who don't know, don't know. So this is what I want to impress, that this is what we are going to utilize, the freedom that is given to us by Lord Krishna, by giving this message of 2 volumes.